Welcome back, students. This video, I'm going to cover lesson 6-4. Give me just a second. This thing being muted makes me think the microphone's muted. All right. So, lesson 6-4, inequalities in one triangle. Got our the benchmark GR 1.3 below there. So let's scooch up here. All right, so theorem 6.8 is the exterior angle inequality theorem. So the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater, just underline that. I don't have a highlighter handy, so it's greater than the measure of either of its corresponding remote interior angles. Note, each exterior angle of a triangle has two remote interior angles that are not adjacent to the exterior angle. So, like, there's one, so triangle ABC has 1, 2, and then you would actually, a third one, like, you would go here. This is a different thing, but that's a good illustration. This is an exterior to this triangle. This is exterior. This is a little different. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's see. Angle side relationships in triangles. So theorem 6.9. If one side of a triangle is longer than another side, then the angle opposite the longer side is... All right, hold on. Is greater measure than the angle opposite the shorter side. Let me see. Give me just a moment. Goodness, wake everybody up. 1 second. Wasn't thinking I was going to need extra pencils. So let's just see. So the longer has the greater measure than the angle opposite the shorter side. Okay, so one side is longer. Yeah, so longer and greater. So, and then theorem 6.10. So if one angle of a triangle has a greater measure than another angle, then the side opposite the angle with the greater measure is longer than the side opposite the angle of the lesser. So this is why I'm not an English teacher. I teach math. So the chair is scooting away. Let me scooch forward. Excuse me. Okay, so one angle of a triangle has a greater measure than another angle. So bigger angle than the side. So bigger angle, bigger side, smaller angle, smaller side is essentially what all that stuff's saying. It's late and it's all the words. So let's get down here. Example 1. List the angles that satisfy the stated condition. Justify your answers. So they want the measures that are less than the measure of angle 1. Don't get less than and the angle symbol confused. So less than angle 1. So remember, angle 1's an exterior angle. So let's just write exterior angle. So it's this plus this to make this. So we know it's greater than these guys. So it's asking for ones that are less. Excuse me. Actually, these are less because it takes these two to make this guy. So angle 4, angle 6, because 4 plus 6 equals 1. Remember, it's equal to the, even though we're talking about inequality, it's equal to those. So those would each be less than this guy. That's what I'm getting at. All right, so who else? Well, 1 and 5 are a linear pair, so they equal 180. I'm just going to write this under here. Let's just do that. So linear pair, which is supplementary, which hopefully you guys know what this means, but you know what? So just writing all that because we're getting ready for our DMA2 and we might as well start reviewing right now. So 1 and 5 make a linear pair. Notice that, so they're 180 because they're on a straight line. You can look, I know we're not supposed to assume. I've told you guys we go by what we're told, but clearly this guy is way bigger than that. So angle 5 would be your other angle. You can't make any assumptions over here because these are outside the angle. I mean, outside this triangle. Okay, so below, they are asking you guys for measures that are less than angle 7. So, and I know this is a you-do, and it's completely different than what we did over here. I'm going to give you some hints. So here's your exterior angle. Right here is 2. Its remote is these two guys. So there's your hint. And it's anything outside this triangle. So you really can't make any assumptions beyond here. So I kind of answered it without answering it. And usually I would save this. Hopefully, if you're taking notes, you're not paying attention to what I'm saying here. So I gave you the answer, but you have to have known that. I'm going to move down the page now. So let's go to example 2. All right, so this says list the angles of LMN in order from smallest to greatest. Okay, so remember we learned in the theorems up above that bigger side, I know it says longer and larger, I'm just going to say bigger side equals bigger angle, smaller side equals smaller angle. And obviously medium equals medium. So looking at our sides here, so this is the smallest, this is the second, the middle, and this is the largest. So directly across, so 1, 2, make that a better 2, and 3. So smallest to greatest, so smallest would be angle L, the next would be angle N, and the last would be angle M, because we went least to greatest, and across from least, across from middle, across from greatest. All right, so you're going to do the same thing over here, put them in order from smallest to greatest, do the same thing with the sides, and you should have an answer there. I'm going to give this one away. Speaking of which, so let's come up with a bonus word for the video. I'm hoping much more of you guys are going to be listening at this time since we're having an open note test. So we'll see. Anyway, bonus word for this video, let's say late night. It's because my mother-in-law comes in tonight. She's been in San Diego for Thanksgiving, and my wife has to pick her up, so she's up late. I'm up late. I had to do the videos anyway. So let's see. All right, example 3. Let the sides of WXY list the sides in order from shortest to longest. Okay. Well, first we need to know about these angles, because remember it's we'll say smallest side angle equals smallest, shortest, whichever side, largest angle equals largest side. So now let's look at these. So this guy's 90. Remember, the whole triangle is 180. So 180 minus 90 equals 90. 90 minus 51 is 39. We need to know which is which. So this is the smallest angle. Directly across from here, this is going to be the shortest side. So WY. So we're listing it from shortest to longest. So WY, and then this is the next biggest angle. So across from it is XY, or we could say YX, it doesn't matter. And then the biggest angle is this, and that's WX. Notice, so directly across from the 90-degree angle, which is going to be the biggest angle every time in a right triangle, it's the longest side. It's also the hypotenuse. So I'm just trying to drive this home. If you guys know the hypotenuse, we're going to know what that is when it comes time for the proof. But I'm just showing you how this all works together. So smallest angle, shortest side, biggest angle, longest side. I put largest. You guys get the idea. So example 3, they want these sides from shortest to longest. So you have 2 of the angles. It's not a 90 over here. It's some. So you got to figure out 180 minus those guys. Okay, let's moving on. Example 4. So in this guy, all right, so this is a measure, excuse me, the measure of angle A is 3m plus 21. So this angle, 3m plus 21. Angle B is 7m, so this guy is 7m. And then angle C is 5m plus 24. List the sides from longest to shortest. And I know you could look and say, well, this is a biggest M. No, we got to solve for M, then plug it in. Well, what do we know about a triangle? For making you guys write this. Triangle equals 180. So that means angle A plus angle B plus angle C also equals 180 degrees. So let's plug them in. 3m plus 24, okay, plus, let's see, 7m plus 5m plus 24 equals 180. All right, we're going to combine stuff so that I'm not writing forever and you guys aren't writing forever. Plus, I hope, even though I do try to take this down to, or, down to the lowest level, basic algebra for you guys that are kind of struggling with that. I hope we are to the point where we know how to add, we do like terms and then just put all this into a something m plus a number. So we're going to go, so 3m plus 7m is 10m plus another 5m makes, 15m plus, I can do plus because they're all pluses. I don't have to worry about it being a negative. So we got a 24, and then another 20. That was not right. That's 21. Yeah, good way to catch it too, though. 21, the 21, and 24. These were all m's. So 21 and 24 make 45. Making sure I didn't mess that up in my other notes. I tend to do that. You guys have noticed in class. All right, so 15m plus 45 equals 180. 180, excuse me. Subtract 45 from both sides. So 15m, because these guys cancel. This equals 135, and then we divide both sides by 15. And once you do that, m equals 9. Okay, so m equals 9. It's almost off the page. So m equals 9. I'm going to put this so up here. So 7 times 9, that's 63. 3 times 9 is 27. Plus 21 is 48. I'm just writing these here. And then 5 times 9 is 45. Plus 24 is 69. So now we can see our sides. Our angles. So now we can list the sides from longest to shortest. So biggest angle, biggest side. So AB. Then your next biggest angle was B, so it's AC. And then shortest is this angle, which the shortest side is going to be BC. So we had to do this to find this so we could give it that. But just make sure you know. Golly. Goodness. That's the answer. Okay, so you guys do the same thing over here. You got angle D, angle E, and angle F. You know that a triangle equals 180. So solve for X, plug it in, and then give it in order from longest to shortest. Okay. Bottom of the page. So if one side of the triangle is longer than another side, then the angle opposite the longer side has a greater measure than the angle opposite the shorter side. All right, well, that does it for this video. If you like the video, please like and consider subscribing. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments or ask me in class or send me a message on Focus or Teams. Till next time, have a good night.